Hi there, welcome to another educational video document in my Web3 expedition. In this video, we'll be going over Magic Newton's light paper for you to be abreast with what Magic Newton is really building, especially for those yapping about Magic Newton, to have more substance when they talk about Magic Newton on X, so that you're not reserved in your engagement on X on the subject of Magic Newton. This video is going to help. So it's going to be an overview of everything about Magic Newton, and we'll be looking at the light paper, like I said, recently introduced. Okay, so here it says Magic Newton Foundation. Mind you, this is also informing you of the token. There is uh obviousness of an impending token on the basis of this, and uh an urgency to it as well. So we will see what we can find out about the NEWT token. Okay, so here it says Magic Newton Foundation driving adoption, enabling open development and supporting the centralization of Newchain protocol, the verifiable automation layer for on-chain finance. Now, this quickly tells us also of a blockchain. We will see if that's the case. So I'm going to be opening this. But before we go through the light paper, let's just give you a briefing of where to get started for those interested in how to get started when it comes to interacting with Newton protocol towards a prospective airdrop. So uh, there are three aspects to this. One is the portal, which you can access. Anyone can here. It doesn't take much technical know-how to participate here. This is your basic entry into the Magic Newton world. You typically sign up with an email. I can't remember what options there are for sign up, likely your email or X. Then you can perform tasks, which I'll show you. The basic tasks you can perform is roll now and also this mine magic sweeper. So let's touch on that briefly. Um, just a moment. Let me reduce the volume here. So for roll, you do let's roll. I think you can do this once every 24 hours and you get a score. In my case, it says 26 credits. Now I have a 1.5x bonus. I got that by onboarding on the Discord. Onboarding will give you an initiate role that will give you a 1.5x multiplier. Now in the Discord, there's information on how to get further your multipliers, especially for those active in the Discord. You can up this multiplier tangibly. Okay, I'm not very active on the Discord, so let's leave it at that. Now, for this one, it said, for those who are game savvy and stuff, they will dominate here. That's not the case with me. But it said in general that if you explore the expert option, you are likely to earn more ethereal credits. Some people are experts such that they can finish this, without uh, disruption, like happened here. So when this ends, you play again, you have 3 times to play, and then you get an eventual score. Okay, let me just quickly play it out randomly. Okay, wow. Okay, final one. Wow, just a moment. Now that I'm looking for it to end. Wow. Okay, so I got 23. Then you play again the next day. This way you earn ethereal credits at
Mhm.
a basic level. Now, this is an advancement to ethereal credits where you have to activate a Newton agent and you can claim 500 credits. This is a large bulk of credits. Now, to do this, you can go to this portal here, which I'll open here. Now, here, all that you're introduced to here is an AI agent that is able to carry out your token purchases on the base chain at different time intervals. So it's called DCA. So all you need to do here is fund your wallet with some USDC on the base chain. You should know how to do that. Once you sign up here, typically with your email or your X account, a wallet is instituted for you, which you deposit into. There's also an on ramp here in case you want to buy using, traditional finance methods. There's also a swapper here in case your agent has DCA bought for you and you want to swap it back into USDC to reuse the agent. Okay. Receive will give you your wallet address where you deposit into. Once you deposit onto into here, minimum of $5, 5 USDC, you start your agent. Basically you intimate it of what intervals it should buy at and all that, and then the agent starts. Once you have an active agent running, then you can claim 500 ethereal credits here. Now, where possible, you want to add a Kaito invite code to your agent, which you can do here. So just go to this area and you can input this. I have a Kaito invite code. Now, not everybody has that. You can use that of anybody that has, not compulsory. I don't know the reasoning for that, by the way. There may be, uh, I don't know if it's a way of connecting your X account to your Newton account to your Kaito account. Don't worry, you will understand that in a bit. So let's see here. It looks like the minimum is actually $10. Let's see if I can continue. I think, $10 is better because, let's say $5 per trade, you can do two intervals with that, assuming it's weekly, for example. Okay, so now the reason I was talking of, perhaps adding a Kaito invite code to your agent is because uh, Magic Newton has something called Yapper rewards for Yappers, but there's a twist. So I'll assume you know about Kaito already. If you don't know, just onboard your X account on Kaito. It's an AI platform that basically ranks your social contributions with respect to Web3 projects uh, using AI, and then you end up earning airdrops on that basis. So if you go to the Kaito Earn portal here, you would see many airdrops coming about. And all you need to have done to earn all this or position for them is connect your X account on Kaito and start talking about these projects on X. That said, there is promise of rewards from Newton for Yappers, but interestingly, it's in the use category. Now, for the use category, you have to yap and also use. Evidence of this is in the past and only project that has paid out an airdrop to Yappers. Many at the top of the leaderboard who yapped about Wayfinder did not qualify for the airdrop because they didn't use it. Okay, so if you come here, you will notice that you are expected to, in order to earn Yapper rewards for yapping about Magic Newton, you are expected to use the AI agent specifically, not the portal. So this is linking you to the AI agent. Now, interestingly, top 20,000 users on Kaito were given their respective invite codes to give to their communities. I don't know why that is. It's not declared why this is. So, logically thinking, I'm thinking that perhaps it's a way of linking your Magic Newton account to your Kaito account, because on Kaito you connect with your X account. On Magic Newton, on the Newton agent, for example, you will see I'm connected here with my email, not my X account. So, how is it known that I'm using the agent, or I've activated an agent. What is the linkage? So that's why I'm thinking that maybe this invite code is for that. I'm not very sure, but if you want to use the invite code, you can use it. Now that we've covered the basics of how to position yourself for the airdrop, let's look at the documentation, uh, light paper specifically. And here it says Newton Protocol verifiable automation layer for on chain finance. So when they talk automation layer, they are talking of a grander ambition than just a single age AI agent like you find on Newton at the moment. This is, of course, the first iteration of the Newton agent. It can only DCA at the moment on the base chain, but it's obvious from this light paper that the ambition is grander than this. Because it said here they are building the verifiable automation layer for on-chain finance. Now, verifiable, that's an element that AI agents need. You want transparency into their inner workings, their methodology. It has to be established that the intent you have given them to carry out, they carry out. So, and when they say layer, then they are building it such that it's composable into other AI agents, stuff like that. Anyway, let's go down here. Okay, so first hurdle in Web3 was access, which is true. We have fragmented as access when it comes to Web3. It's not very seamless. So Magic solves it by eliminating seed phrases and browser extensions, which you can see obviously here. The course of onboarding simply requires you an email. After you've submitted your email in the course of signing up, a wallet is instituted for you, which you can see here. Then you don't need, signing transactions any longer. Once you have deposited into the wallet here, you now relinquish authorizations, executions to the agent, bringing us to a concept known as application abstraction, which is the driver of Magic Newton. Okay, so beyond onboarding, users face a fragmented, complex landscape. We know that anybody that gets into the Web3 for the first time will be lost. The pace of Web3, the number of applications there to deal with is vast. To unlock the next phase of adoption, crypto needs more than better interfaces. It needs application abstraction, a future where users express goals like maximize my stable coin yields across chains, and intelligent agents handle the complexity behind the scene. Achieving this demands a new foundation of trust. Today's off chain automation is often opaque. Okay, so they are bringing the automation on chain for verifiability. It looks like automations before now for from AI agents happen offline, off chain. Okay, so often opaque, unverifiable, and reliant on bots or relayers with no guarantees of correctness or security, leaving a dangerous gap between user intent and actual execution. Wow. So now I understand the vision clearly, at least contextually, but clearly. They are bringing about verifiable agents that are confirmed to carry out your intent, because they execute on chain. Interesting. Okay, so built by Magic and the Magic Newton Foundation, Newton introduces a verifiable automation layer for the on-chain economy. Every agent action is executed with user-defined boundaries and cryptographically proven through a combination of trusted execution environments and zero-knowledge proofs. No blind trust required. So they are actually using zero knowledge proofs to bring about an element of privacy and scalability. Interesting. By turning automation into a provable, trust minimized primitive, Newton transforms how users, developers, and operators interact with decentralized systems, laying the groundwork for agentic finance, programmable commerce, and a user driven on chain economy. So, before now, I've not really looked at the inner workings of other AI agents. I didn't know that they may be executing off chain. And that underlyingly these are not verifiable agents. So I'm just realizing that now, and then seeing the need for what Magic Newton is building. These are background. This is background of the founder, well versed. One of the founders. Uh, so was is behind Docker. If you're a programmer, you will know Docker simplifies programming. Setting up your environment simplifies all that. So they've done something. Application abstraction in this. There is evidence because again, setting up your environment before Docker was fragmented, very difficult. Then they simplified the process. Okay, so I'm not looking at the background, of the founders and all that, although it's relevant to the discussion, but we will just, uh, overlook it for now. Broken UX, underutilized capital. We know that this is a problem. Many times your capital sits idle in your wallet. You don't know what action to take. It would be nice if an agent, you know, uh, utilizes your capital on your behalf. And of course, we are talking verifiable agents here. Untrusted and risky automations. Yes, this is an issue. I've seen in the Web2 space, I've seen many, even browser automation agents and all that, and I've been reserved about using them because there's no transparency about trust. Perhaps they will overtake your PC and create danger, basically. Missing primitives for crypto AI agents. Building multi-chain dApps remain complex and fragmented. Many agents, a more making agents a more preferred form factor for both users and developers than traditional dApps. While automation capabilities are improving, there is still a critical need for secure execution, verifiable automation, protocol features. So, oh wow, it's still lengthy. Okay, let's speed up a bit. So, Newton Protocol powers a new economy where users can discover, select, and delegate on chain actions to agents through an automation marketplace. Okay, these agents built by Magic or third party developers securely automate financial activity across multiple blockchains, similar to how Farcaster uses users interact with the protocol through Warpcast. Newton is paired with a client interface where users can browse available agents, interact through intuitive UIs and natural language prompts, and manage their assets seamlessly across apps, protocols, and chains, much like engaging with an OpenAI operator, but for on-chain finance. So this, it improves the value proposition of Magic Newton and tells you of their vision. They're basically going to create an automation marketplace. You would have a conglomerate of agents there to choose from, either by built by Magic itself or by third-party developers. And the whole experience of interacting with them will be intuitive using natural language prompts. So an example is this, but in the future you'll be having more than this DCA action possible. You would also have a multi-chain environment. So you see here it says Ask Newton coming soon, but you'd also have an app store of agents, each with its own DeFi capability. So Newton Protocol enforces trust through verifiable automation grounded in three core principles. This is important. So, scoped autonomy. Users define the boundaries of agent behavior with ZK permissions, encoding expressive rules that are enforced by design. So, basically, we are talking of agents that will not hallucinate, will stick to the scope of your intent. Verifiable integrity agents generate cryptographic proofs to prove every action faithfully aligns with the user's declared intent and constraints. Earned reputation. Agents build reputation through proving performance, while economic penalties deter misaligned behavior and protect user interest. So I don't know, maybe the new token will come into play here, where builders of agents, you know, they have to show vested interest in what they are building, and that involves the NEWT token. I'm not very sure, but that would be an interesting play. But here there's a competitive element here where agents have to prove performance and earn reputation and perhaps become more used than other agents, incentivizing developers to, keep iterating their agents. We know why verifiability matters. So just as Chainlink brought off-chain data on-chain in a verifiable way, so Chainlink is a an oracle. So off-chain data refers to real-world events. Yes, so it was able to bring it on-chain. Newton brings off-chain automations and computations on-chain, making it possible to build systems where even AI-powered decisions and cross-chain operations remain accountable. We know that a pragmatic approach to scalability, security, and decentralization. So zero knowledge proofs to generate ZKPs that validate the correctness of off-chain computations. Okay, let's leave this a bit. Applications and use cases. We know that short-term trading. Okay, let's look at this. So these are some of the things that will be possible by virtue of Newton agents in the future. Cross-chain automated strategies. So the ability to source out proficient LPs across different chains, execute by liquidity provisioning and rebalancing, managing risk. Adaptive yield aggregation deploy agents that continuously reallocate capital across yield protocols based on real-time APYs. All these are needed because many of us have idle assets sitting in our wallets, not knowing what to do with them, disgruntled about the markets when these assets can be managed and in the interim. Automated vault and risk management, verifiable cross-chain arbitrage. This is the most underrated feature that no AI agent has been able to build so far. Copy trading, mirror trades from trusted leaders. That's an interesting one. AI governed trading agents deploy AI powered decision making models as verifiable ZKs, circuited agents that dynamically adjust strategies based on market conditions, commerce and payment automation, DAO participation, DAO treasury operations automation. Now, this is another core aspect missing in Web3. Most projects, they just have funds seated in their treasury, no accountability, no use of these funds to create revenue that sustain the projects. So perhaps, an agent that does that is of relevance. So still a long way to go, by the way, to build all this. And there's no mention of the new token so far in the scheme of things. Wow, interesting. So no mention of the new token. I expected to see that, but it's all good. A 13-minute read of the white paper, we just went through it superficially. It will give you a gist of the future of Newton protocol. And I think this is sufficient for yappers. So go ahead and start yapping. If you have questions for me, ask me via airdropc.com. Contact me using the contact form underneath the home page. It's still loading up. Here, or this Telegram or this Twitter. Subscribe to Airdrop reminders by submitting your email here. I'm working on 100 solid Airdrop prospects. Each will have its own publication tutorial coming soonest. So submit your email here. Subscribe to Web3 Wikis on all socials. Stay awesome, take action.